Hello everyone and welcome to KAPOW! Okay. I am Hana Rahim and I will be your host for this morning. I am so excited to be here because today we'll be talking about martial arts. And not just any martial arts, but some very, very special and also not really well-known martial arts. So by the end of today's show, we hope to give you an overview on how to defend against attacks that during critical moments or maybe when you're not really expecting them. So I'm sure all of you know about kickboxing, right? But have you ever heard of Thai boxing? No. Me neither. So this first martial arts is actually a combat sport from Thailand that uses stand-up striking along with various clinching techniques. So let's take a look at a clip from Ong Bak, a Thailand film. All right, that's right. So that first martial arts was Muay Thai, and that was from Thailand. So on to the next one. Audience, any ideas what this next martial arts will be? No. Okay, me neither. No, actually I do know, sorry. So this next martial arts focuses on grappling and also ground fighting. Two very odd words to use in a sentence, I know. So are you curious to see what it is? Yeah. Okay, good, because so am I. So let's take another look at another video from the film Flashpoint, which is a Hong Kong film. Oh my God, that video was so good. So that was actually Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And also, I'm sure that now that we're gonna move on to our next martial arts, we already have one from Thailand, we already have one from Brazil. So where do you think this next one should come from? Audience, any suggestions? China. Malaysia. Okay, good try, but not really correct. So to find out what this next martial arts would be, let's take a look at the last video of today, which is from somewhere. Okay, thanks. Sorry. Okay. All right, so that was India's proudest martial arts, which is called Silambam. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with that as well, but that's the whole point of today's show, to show you what all these three martial arts are about. So I'm also super excited to be here today, and I'm sure the audience members are super excited as well, because today we actually invited some guests to talk more about these three different martial arts. So, and also for those who are watching live from Facebook, please be sure to send in your questions, and also you can ask anything. anything to do with our martial arts, which are Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and also Silambam. So go in Google first. I know maybe a lot of you don't know what these martial arts are. So let's take a short break and we'll be right back.
மாப்பிள்ள வந்துட்டாரு. மாப்பிள்ள பொண்ணு பிடிச்சிருக்கா?
அதிரசம், ஜிலேபி, Flair, jasmine milk chocolate, flavorful.
All right, and welcome back to KAPOW. All right. So now we're in our second segment, which we will look into detail on each of these martial arts. Just to give, for those who are just joining us, we're going to be talking about Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and also Silambam. So, audience members, please welcome our guests. So right now we'll be chatting with our guests who have come from K1 Mixed Martial Arts Academy, and also one of our guests is actually a University Science Malaysian student. So let's start with, so also to those who are watching live from Facebook, please make sure, keep those questions coming. I got my phone here. I'm gonna ask these questions later, so please keep them coming. All right, so let's talk about Muay Thai first. Thank you so much for coming to KAPOW. I'm sure you would love to enlighten us on what Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and also Silambam is, especially Silambam, because I would have to be really honest, I've never heard of it. Yeah. So let's start with Muay Thai. First of all, can you please introduce yourselves, and also tell us where you're from, and maybe give a little bit of insight of what Muay Thai is?
Okay.
Yeah.
My name is Muhammad Daniel.
Okay.
I'm a full-time fighter from K1 MMA,
Okay.
Penang. Okay. So basically, Muay Thai is an ancient martial art.
Oh.
It's been exist around for 2,000 years.
Oh.
It's a royal sport for the Thai people,
Oh.
and one of the most brutal martial art ever.
Why is it brutal?
Because in Muay Thai is referred to the 8 limbs of art: fists, feet, and elbows, and knees.
Oh, okay.
So it's an
8
8 limbs. So a Muay Thai practitioner, they can execute a striking using 8 points with the 8 limbs.
Oh, okay.
So quite brutal.
Alright.
And then same like other fighting competitive martial art like taekwondo, karate, martial art also, Muay Thai also focus on the high level of body conditioning
Okay.
for fitness and toughness.
All right. Oh, so and also since you've already explained, I'm sure maybe the audience would like to see a little video on what Muay Thai is actually. So let's take a look. That was so good. And also to those at home, That was actually a video sent from our guest today. So, Mr. Daniel, why do you choose Muay Thai?
Why I choose Muay Thai?
Yeah.
Because to me it's special because it's different than others martial art like karate and taekwondo. Only focus on the fist and feet, so 4 limbs. And Muay Thai is different because you have to use 8 limbs, so the arts is different.
Was it difficult for you to learn Muay Thai when you first started?
Actually, it's not difficult because actually you have to understand the arts. If you can understand the arts, everything will be easy.
So how did you become interested in Muay Thai?
Because of the art.
For
The
the art.
8 limb of the art.
Oh, so you actually found out on your own.
Yeah.
And then you decided to.
Yeah.
Ah, that's very interesting. So I'm sure actually like Muay Thai is quite popular nowadays, but I noticed that a lot of people get mixed up with Muay Thai and kickboxing. Can you explain to us what's the difference actually?
The difference in Muay Thai and kickboxing, for the, let's say for the competition, if you go for a boxing competition and Muay Thai competition, you can tell the difference by, in kickboxing, they can only allow to use the knee for one time.
For one time.
Only one time.
Oh, okay.
In Muay Thai, you can use all out, any knee strike, elbow strike, and then mix up with the fist and feet, all the stuff. So 8 limbs martial art.
Oh, it's so interesting. Wow, I don't know. When I hear that, I'm like, wow, Muay Thai sounds very cool,
brutal,
actually.
Yeah, quite brutal.
Okay, so maybe let's move on to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel.
You're welcome.
So for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, before we start, there's actually a video that our guests have also sent. So maybe we should take a look at it first before we start. Okay. All right, that was really good. That was really good. So, Mr. Ashok,
Yep.
is it? So Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I'm sure I've never really heard of it. I've only, out of all these 3 martial arts, I've only actually heard of Muay Thai. So, can you please explain to us what is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is well known from Brazil. So they brought it to Malaysia just like few years ago.
Oh, so it's a
And
new sort of.
it's a new sort of
Oh, okay.
like, but most of them are ground games. There's no like fighting, standing game or what, just ground fight. you
Oh,
know,
so
but
like in the video just now,
Yeah.
it was mostly on the ground?
yeah, but it saves you in any situation. Like they have like few techniques to throw down the opponent.
Oh, okay.
Then you can no need to punch or kick. You can give the pain, or you can break their bones without
Really? Oh,
just like that.
no, that sounds so painful. So, how long have you been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Yeah, for 1.5 years.
And what made you interested in it?
Passion is like a chess game. Yeah.
Really? So how did you actually first find out? Because I'm sure since it's a new sport,
Yeah.
and so how did you actually find out?
It's from YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube. Then you went out to look
Yeah,
for.
look for learning and all. Then came to the MMA academy, so I learned more the
see.
techniques and all.
Yeah, from the video it looked very
Yeah.
interesting. So what makes a good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu fighter? Like, is it like passion, dedication?
It
and
depends on
time?
the individual how they take it. It's like you wanna make it like a fitness. Yeah, it is a good fitness.
Are there like stages in this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, just
Yeah.
like karate?
Yeah, they have stages.
And what stage are you, sir?
Now I'm still on white belt. Yeah.
Okay. I'm on no belt. Okay. So, is it, there's normal Jiu-Jitsu and there's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So what's the difference?
It's a difference. There's no difference. Jiu-jitsu is jiu-jitsu.
Jiu-jitsu,
so-
is jiu-jitsu, but they
yeah.
just put Brazil.
Yeah, Brazilian. Yeah.
Yeah, Brazil's better. Okay. So, thank you so much, sir. I think that was so interesting, actually. That was a really interesting conversation. So right now, let's move on to Silambam, because no one knows about Silambam. Please introduce yourself, sir, and also introduce what is Silambam.
Okay, my name is Narendran. I'm from School of Social Science.
Oh.
Okay, actually Silambam is also Asian art. It's all come from Tamil Nadu, from India, and they usually use bamboo stick to do the art.
Oh, okay. Is it a very old sport?
Yeah, it's very old sport.
But I've never really seen it.
Because
nowadays.
nobody really interested in that art.
So you mentioned just now that they usually use bamboo sticks. Are there actually other, like maybe weapons that they use during Silambam?
Usually bamboo sticks.
Usually bamboo,
Sticks. Because it's really light to handle.
and also very strong.
Very strong.
So, why did you start? How did you start Silambam?
Actually, my father,
Is
because of my father,
Oh, did he know Silambam as well?
he knows.
And then he taught you.
Not he taught me. He bring me to a master,
Oh,
and around 1.5 years.
so you just recently started.
recently started.
Oh, so where did you learn this Silambam
In
actually?
my hometown,
Hometown. Where is your hometown?
Johor.
Johor. I'm from Sabah, by the way.
Okay.
So like, can you like, what is also like, I think there's a video that
Yeah.
you've brought for us just to show what Silambam is. So let's take a look at the clip, please. That was really good. So thank you so much, sir. And right now we got our Facebook questions. Yes. So there's so many. I don't know which one to pick. All right. So maybe we'll start with Silambam, because I'm quite interested in it as well, and a lot of people don't really know it. Someone asked, why do you use a bamboo stick, not hockey stick? Okay. Very funny question, whoever. Okay.
Actually, I already mentioned it because you see, if a hockey stick is very weight, so compared to the bamboo stick, it's very light.
And it's also.
And it's also in a proper shape, so easy to handle.
All right. And for Muay Thai, let's see here. There's a few questions. Is there, let's see. Are there any promotions on how to register for Muay Thai at K1 Mixed
You mean
MMA?
at our gym, K1? Yeah,
Okay.
we have a promotion now until the end of this year.
Oh, so we
When
just
you
go
finish.
to your.
Yep, just come.
Alright.
You guys can come. Or give a call.
Okay, thank you so much. And also for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, what makes Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu so special? Maybe it's because, I think it also depends on the individual.
Yeah, it depends
right?
on individual.
But it looked very, very interesting on the ground. So, all right, so I think that's enough questions, but thank you so much for sending in those questions. Right now we're going to take a short break, and please stay tuned.
Once upon a time, Snow White
No,
ate
we
an
can
apple
because they wanna
and
move the
fainted.
chair. All right, welcome back to KAPOW. Woo! Woo, woo, woo! Yes. Oh man. Okay, so audience, what do you think so far of our show? I can't hear you. What? Woo, woo, woo! Best show. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. All right. So for now, we have come to the best part of the show. I'm sure all of you know is the demonstrations. Come on. All right. So I'm sure all of you are very excited because we can finally see some action on how these martial arts are. After all the description and after all the questions and all that, I'm sure you're like dying to see how these martial arts look like, because even from the videos, they look so, so good. So maybe some comments from the audience members before we start our demonstration. So like, any of you want to volunteer? You? All right, come on. All right, so what do you think of our show so far?
So far, for me, it's like this kind of art is very interesting. Even though myself is very I learning Taekwondo, so I think that actually for martial art it's very interesting because that instead you can learn something is art and protect yourself.
True. So I'm not asking you to pick a favorite because that's bad. But out of all three of our mixed martial arts that we're showing today, which one do you think you'd be more interested in? Sort of like joining Muay Thai.
Yes.
Yeah, Muay Thai looks so it looks so good though. But all right, thank you so much for okay. So for now, we're gonna start with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Oh, so now we're gonna start with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Oh no. So now we're gonna just give the floor to our next guest. Okay. Thank you.
Of the gym, and I started K1 since 2001. I was a former boxer and a Muay Thai fighter. Okay. Right. So without further ado, we're gonna bring in my fighters right here to demonstrate on the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Good. Our two fighters gonna demonstrate a single leg takedown on a position, right? Jiu-Jitsu is all about positioning, right? You have a good advantage, you have a good positioning. It's what is doing now. It's called a full mount, right? When you're in a full mount, you can actually, control your opponent. Opponent down there have to deal with the weight of your opponent at the same time with gravity. Hit. So now Ashok is changing his position into a side mount, okay, a side control. Okay. Right. You can do a transition, okay, over to another degree of a good position where he is now. Good. Back to a side control, back to full mount. Okay. Right. And now he's going to show some submission from the position, advantage position he had now. Control the arm, get into a lock. This is a submission called Kimura. Right. Control, side, and lock. Get into position, putting pressure on his left arm, and tap. Okay, when your opponent or your your partners or your teammate does a tap, meaning that they respect your submission and wants you to loosen. Okay, okay, that's right. Okay, this is a arm bar right here. Here he locks his arm and trying putting the pressure on the here. So he lift up his hips and he tap. This is the back position control. Good. Right. And Daniel now is in the turtle position, his safest position. But Ashok has gone into the back and control him to the back and get him a naked choke. Nice. Yeah. Wow, awesome. Right. Right.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So next up is Silambam. All right.
Hi guys, I just show some basic stuff of Silambam. Okay.
Alright, so next up is Muay Thai. So let's give it up.
I'll show you some move of striking here, alright? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Elbow. Elbow. Knee. Son. Again. Hook. 1, 2. 3. 1, 2. Elbow. Knee. Elbow. Knee. Elbow. 1, 2. Hook. Evade. 1, 2.
Alright, thank you so much. Alright, so that was amazing. Oh my god. Alright, so unfortunately we've come to the end of our show. Yeah, I know, but that was so interesting. You can go home and YouTube it. I'm sure you can. So before ending the show, I would like to thank the guests for coming tonight, and also thank you to the audience. Thank you so much for coming. So I'm Hana Rahim, and that's all from KAPOW, and we'll see you soon. KAPOW!